I'm going to show you how to build a house like this in this episode. You can see. Hello, sun. Glorious sun! What ho, YouTube? Welcome back to Scrap Mechanic. In the last episode, the first episode, we walked you through how to get started in the game as well as build some pretty sweet looking vehicles. And in this episode, what I thought I would do is show you how to build a house that has a working sunroof, working doors with extra security, working garage. There's a bunch of different stuff that I'm going to show you today, specifically how to work with the controllers, as they can be a little complicated at first, but they're very, very easy once you get the hang of it. So let's walk this way and I'll show you my house that I just made. You can see it in the distance over here. I was gonna put a roof on it, but I decided instead I would do something different. I would make a sunroof, and I'll show you how this works. You can listen, hear the radio. Oh yeah. So ideally what I want to do eventually is transform this into a giant house with a huge garage area so that I can make all my vehicles inside there instead of working on the launch pad or something like that. I've got my nice little plan out here, got my construction zone sign, and as you can see I've got some security here with this door, and this is an actual door that you can't open any other way other than hitting this switch. When you hit it, first arm raises up, then the door opens. And then you can go right in. So we've got these lights. They kind of suck. You need to work on the lighting effects in this game. There's my little rubber ducky with my nice little tile countertop and my sink. There's my radio. You can shut it off like that. And my crates and stuff in here. And a nice little staircase. I was going to use some banisters, but you can't really take them the other way, so I got rid of them. I was going to build that way out back, but instead I kind of turned it up. And so you can see. So you come upstairs here, not a whole lot to look at, a couple windows to look out, and this whole roof though opens up, and I'm gonna show you how to build a house like this in this episode. But you can see. Hello, sun. Glorious sun! Since the lighting is not that great with the lights, I thought I would make my own sunroof, and so here you have it. It's simple as hitting the switch, folds back down, folds up. So if we go out back, I'll show you the garage. So if I don't want to open the garage door, I can just open it through here. There's my vehicle inside. We got a nice little side door, but this garage door out back here actually kind of looks like a garage, which is kind of cool. And it just opens straight back like that, and you can control the direction of which things open, and we're going to cover all that here in a little bit. So all the controllers for this place are right here. There's 4 of them, I believe, and so I don't have them positioned any specific way, but I'm going to show you how to make this something like this today, just some very basic things. So let's go away from that. Let's go away from that radio because it's a little annoying. So first and foremost, if you haven't really built yet with this game, what you need to know is that you can change the direction of this. You can see it right there changing by hitting Q. And we need to lay down our foundation first. Now you can only click and drag so far, and obviously it'll be somewhat symmetrical, and so that's great. And let's go ahead and put some walls up. I'm going to change that. So you can hit Q while you're building to kind of change it to see what you got going on here. And you can kind of mess with it as you're building, you know. So if it's not in the direction that you want, you can actually change it while you're building, which is pretty helpful. Alright, so then let's go ahead and just finish this off. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of some of this for a door. That's probably good right there. Alright, so now that we have our door cut, it is very important to know which direction you want your door to open. If you want your door to swing outwards, like, you know, this way or inwards, you need to have a bearing here. If you want it to swing upwards, you need to have a bearing here. So we're going to put our bearing there, and then we're going to put our door on. I should say it's also very, very important. This is very important. You might baffle yourself if you don't do this right away. You need to have your controller somewhere touching the building or object that you're working on. And so if you don't have it, you won't be able to connect it. So you can see I can connect the device here. But if I had it out here, for example, I cannot connect it. It won't let me connect it. And so it has to be touching whatever thing you're working on. And so let me just go ahead and carve that out right there for now. We're going to put our door on. And then we've got it already we've got it on the bearing on the controller. And then so now what we need to do is put a switch that's going to allow us to open. I gotta change this. It's gonna drive me crazy. Whoops. I'm like very picky about that, you know. I swear if I keep clicking that like that, I'm gonna flip out. Q. There we go. And so we got to connect this to this. Now, it is very, very important to note that the direction and the number. And so I have this, I had this security thing over top of the door before. And what you do is you just put a bearing down there, and then put your security thing or whatever, whatever you want to call it, your extra security. Connect the bearing, and that's number 2. And so I want it to swing upwards, and let's see. When we go in here, we change this to like 90 degrees, and I think that this is 90 degrees. Very important to notice the number 1 and 2. And so we hit the switch, there we go. So it's very important to note the number 1, 2, and then the direction that you want it to open. And so 90, 90 to get that full, or you can take it even farther if you want, but 1 and 2, so 1 is flipping into the blue, and 2 is flipping up to the red. So that's basically the direction right there. You can see 1 and 2, and so you have to mess with these. Now, what I want to happen is I don't want this to open at the same time, and so I'm going to set 1 to be a little bit more delayed. And the way you do that is put this back to 0, click and drag, left click and drag, and then I want this to open slightly later. And so then now it should open after that one goes up. And so you can delay this, you know, as much as you want. And let's say you want it to be timed or something like that. I think this might work. Let's see if this works. I haven't actually done this, so let's see what happens here. Let's see if it closes back up on its own. Yeah, there we go. So you can actually have a timed mechanism if you desire. So if we want to, let's just close it all at the same time. If we want to have a timed device, we run in, and then it closes on its own. There you go. Now, so there's a lot that you can do with your controller, but I do not believe, unless actually, I don't think we can have another bearing connected to this, because then it won't rotate correctly. And so I don't think that there's a way to make the same door open from the inside, because if we connect this, I don't think it will allow us to connect this. Yeah, it won't allow us to connect the switch. But I wonder if it will allow us to connect something else. So I haven't actually messed with this. Trying to figure this out yet, so I apologize for trying to figure this out on the fly right now. Yeah, so you can only have, looks like only one switch connected to one controller. And so I also don't think that we can have another controller down and have this power to the same bearings. Yeah, so I don't know, I don't think there's a way to do it. It would be cool, so you'd have to make another door or something like that. But so then for like the sunroof, well, all I did was I took, let's just actually make this the right size there, so I have that wrong. All I did for the sunroof was I had a bearing like there, I believe, and then yep, and now I'm squished. So I think I can change this by changing the direction. Nope. Okay, well that sucks. I'm behind it. I'm behind it. No problems. We can set the controller to the bearing. There it goes. And then you want it to rotate blue. And so we have another switch here. Connect the switch to the controller. Go in here. Change it to blue. And voila. Sunroof is made. So it doesn't have a weight or anything. I think you can just put however much you want on there. Some things do have weight, and so I'm not entirely sure. But so working with the controller is very, very easy. So you know, we got our timed mechanism here. Oh, did I disconnect the other one? What the heck happened there? Oh, 2... What? What the heck? 2 got reset somehow. I don't understand what happened. Interesting. That's actually not that delayed. Walking in. Closing that up. And so let's say we wanted this to, we want to make another door here, a hidden door. And, we want to make it swing upwards. Connect that there. And we can, like, motion activate this one. Let's do that just for fun. So we want the blue. And we want it to swing upwards and out. Oh, wrong way, wrong way. So there's our motion activated, but you can see that that doesn't really work to go back outside. And so we'd want to do a switch. There we go. And I think we'd have to crouch through this, but it works nonetheless. So that's how easy it is to work with controllers. It's not too difficult. And so you can see how you can make like a vehicle do some different things that you wanted to. You can make sunroofs, you can make a sweet little camp base or whatever you want to do. Lots of options in this game. And we're just kind of getting into things. And it's so early on that they're going to add all kinds of different stuff, new tools and stuff. And I think, like I said in the last episode, I think they mentioned a survival aspect. And so, man, that would be sweet if they had some kind of survival aspect, some kind of way to like attack people and stuff. That would just be awesome. Making contraptions to assault bases, that would just be great. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, click that thumbs up button below. Feel free to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.